If you're standing in front of a judge, the difference between walking out with a break and walking out in handcuffs is sometimes one sentence that you thought was honest or no big deal. People talk themselves into higher bail, harsher conditions, even a contempt finding, just by getting defensive, sarcastic, or trying to argue facts at the wrong moment. I'm Frank Walker. I'm a criminal defense attorney here in Pennsylvania, and I've watched judges' moods shift in real time based on how someone answers a simple question. So I'm going to help you avoid the phrases that quietly blow up your case. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 things you should never, and I mean never, say to a judge, what those lines signal to the court, and what to say instead so you come across as credible, respectful, and serious without accidentally admitting anything you don't need to. Because court isn't the place to clear it up or vent your frustration. One wrong comment can cost you your bail, add conditions that make your life harder, or put you on a path where the judge stops giving you the benefit of the doubt. That's not fair. Never say that's not fair in a Pennsylvania courtroom. I understand. Court can feel very frustrating, but saying this out loud tells the judge you're reacting emotionally instead of engaging with the process. One of my cases, a client said this during a hearing. The judge immediately paused the proceeding and issued a warning. From that point on, the judge was noticeably less patient. Judges expect maturity and respect. If something feels unfair, bring it up with your attorney outside of the courtroom, because in court, you need to stay calm and stay focused. I didn't do anything wrong. This is another phrase that does more harm than good. Even if you believe you're innocent, or if you're accepting a plea deal just to avoid trial, saying I didn't do anything wrong can sound like you're rejecting responsibility. In Pennsylvania courts, especially during sentencing, judges want to hear that you take the process seriously. I've seen clients lose opportunities for leniency just by refusing to accept accountability. If you're pleading guilty, own that decision. Don't undermine it in front of the judge. My lawyer told me to say this. Judges want to hear from you, not your lawyer's script. If you say my lawyer told me to say this, you signal that your words aren't sincere. That's a red flag, especially during a sentencing or a plea. In a Pittsburgh case, a judge actually interrupted a defendant mid-sentence and asked, "Is this how you really feel?" The judge stopped listening after that. Always speak in your own voice. Be prepared, but be genuine. Man, listen, I don't care what happens. Never say that in court, ever. Telling a Pennsylvania judge that you don't care shows disrespect for the court, for your case, and for yourself. In Allegheny County, I watched a young man shrug and say this. The judge gave him the maximum sentence available. Even if you're discouraged, let your attorney speak for you. The court needs to see that you care about the outcome. Another phrase, everyone else does it. Saying this is an attempt to shift blame, and judges, they don't respond well to it. In Washington County, I saw a defendant say, "All my friends do this. I'm just the only one that got caught." The judge replied, "I can't punish your friends. I can only sentence you." Judges want to know that you understand your actions and take responsibility. Comparing yourself to others is never a winning argument. I can pay to make this go away. That is a dangerous, and I repeat, that is a very dangerous thing to say. It can sound like you're trying to bribe the court. Even if that's not your intent, it comes across as arrogance, and it can backfire. In Washington County, a defendant once asked, "How much do I have to pay to end this?" The judge doubled the fines. I mean, literally doubled the fines. If you want to offer restitution or pay fines, let your attorney handle that conversation. Never suggest it on your own, and never suggest it in open court. Another phrase you should never use. This whole system is corrupt. The whole system is just all bad. This kind of outburst will not help you whatsoever. Accusing the court of corruption, even if you feel frustrated, can land you in contempt. And that means more fines or more jail time, or it can mean both. In Butler County, one time I saw a defendant yell this as he was being sentenced. I'm just sitting in the gallery. I'm just watching, observing. He yelled this as he's being sentenced. The judge ordered him straight to jail for contempt. If there's a serious issue with how your case is being handled, your attorney can raise it through the proper legal channels. You don't need to do this yourself during a hearing. Another phrase you don't want to say, "I don't need a lawyer." Telling a judge you don't need a lawyer is rarely a good move. Even in minor cases, Pennsylvania's criminal laws are complex. Representing yourself means you're held to the same legal standards as licensed attorneys. In Greensburg, Westmoreland County, I've seen people try to represent themselves and make major mistakes, missing deadlines, failing to object, or accidentally admitting guilt. If you're unsure about your attorney, talk to the court, but don't reject legal help altogether. It shows poor judgment and puts your case at risk. I'll just get probation, right? That sounds very, very presumptuous and risky. Saying this to the judge tells them that you're not taking the charges seriously at all. Probation is never guaranteed in any situation. Even if it's in the guidelines, there's always the possibility of jail time. And acting entitled to probation, it can actually hurt your chances. In Pittsburgh, a defendant said this at sentencing. The judge responded, "You sound very, very confident, but I haven't made my decision yet." He got a much stricter sentence than expected. Let your attorney handle sentencing discussions. Never make the assumptions in front of the judge. This isn't a big deal. If you're in a courtroom, it is a big deal. Even summary offenses in Pennsylvania can affect your job, your record, or your license. Saying it's not serious shows a lack of accountability. In West Mifflin, I had a client who said it was just a fight. The judge said it was serious enough for someone to press charges. That comment changed the judge's entire tone. Respect the process. Show that you understand the weight of the moment. So let's review the 10 things never to say to a judge in Pennsylvania. That's not fair. I didn't do anything wrong. My lawyer told me to say this. I really don't care what happens. Everyone else does it. Why can't I do it? I can pay to make this go away. This whole system is corrupt. I don't need a lawyer. I could do this by myself. It's not that serious. I'll just get probation, right? And the last one, this isn't a big deal. Statements like this hurt your credibility. They make you look defensive, careless, or like you don't take the situation seriously. And that can absolutely lead to the worst outcomes. So if you're serious about protecting your future, this matters. Say less, be respectful, and let your lawyer do their job. Because here's what most people miss. The damage usually starts way earlier than the courtroom. It starts at moments like a knock at your front door, because if you say the wrong thing there or open the front door when you shouldn't, you can create problems that follow you all the way to court. So now that you know what not to say in front of a judge, you need to know what to say to police when they show up at your house. In the next video, I'll show you exactly what to say if cops refuse to leave your porch and how to handle a situation without making it worse. Watch that next, and I'll see you over there.